Hey everybody, this is Alex Rowe. Wanted to talk to you today about an app that I've been using for quite some time. It's an app called Math Drills. It's right here. It's a really great fluency building app. If you're the teacher that has one iPad or maybe just a few iPads in your classroom, this works really well on generating data for students because you can put individual accounts in this app on each iPad. So let me just jump in and show you kind of what this looks like. All right, it's going to take you into a screen right here off the top. We can see that we're looking at student 1 at the very top. I can change the number of students that I have. I can put as many as I want to on here. In the paid version, there is also a light version, but I'm looking at student 1 right now. I can change to review if I'd like to, a practice or a test at the top you can see, and there's also the number of problems below. So if I do a practice test, I'm going to have 5 problems. Underneath that you can see that I have my operations all there. I can choose which operations I want to do or do all of them together. Let me just show you what a quiz looks like, or not a quiz, a practice. So if I do one practice, I'll select let's do multiplication and division. It's going to give me 5 questions here. So then I can just go ahead and start putting my answers in, typing them in on the keypad down below at the bottom. You see at the top it's tallying my correct answers and my incorrect answers. So if I do an incorrect answer, it's going to tally that as well. Okay, so I can go ahead and finish this up and watch what happens when I hit the end here. It's going to ask me to do a pit stop. Pit stop goes back and takes a look at the problems that I got incorrect so that I can get those problems correct. And it's going to give me my finished test score. There we go. Okay, so then I can look at that and I can do as many practice rounds as I want to, or I can do a review, or I can do a test. I can jump between whichever student I want to. Down here at the bottom, I can look at my drills. If I go to the next over, the scores, this will show up my scores for my tests that I have done. Then I can change the settings over here if I'd like to. I changed it down to 5, so it would save a little time here. But you can, look at different types of generations for problems. If you want it to, do even 10s, 11s, and 12s, you can do that. Change what multipliers you'd like to have. You can do different dividends and divisors. Anyways, very cool. Number of questions. You can change the way that it looks that you're putting it in. You can change the theme of what the problems look like and the numbers even look like. It's pretty cool, pretty flexible little program. Over here you can also look at the students. I like this a lot because of the data. So if I change the overview here, it looks like with this student, I have taken 1 test, average test problems. I can see which problems I got wrong when I was last tested as well. Then I can look at the details. This is really cool. It breaks it down a lot. You can see, most inaccurate problems, the fastest problems, the slowest problems, how long it took me to enter each of these problems, the slowest time it took me. It's pretty detailed. I like that a lot. Also over here, if you do more than one, you can see the accuracy versus the speed if you continue to take these tests. I like this Smart Drills one because you can see what the fastest, what the most accurate, what the slowest problems were as well, based just completely on their test. So strengths and weaknesses, you can see that 7 times 5, woof, had a hard time with that one. Didn't get that one very well. 2 times 5, didn't get that one very well. 4 times 7, oh, looks like I need to work on that. Anyways, pretty darn amazing. You can also send reports out if you'd like to at the end for your parent-teacher conferences too. It's a very cool app. It's called Math Drills. I'd recommend it for any elementary classroom that's working on facts. It's a really great way to generate data and also to try and get those students to beat their own speed scores, their own fluency scores. So there you go.